Hello everyone, so today we're going to talk all about jeans, and I've put a lot of thought into this video because I just feel like most of us have so many pairs of jeans and the timing really became perfect because I had a big cull of my closet. I'm currently looking at boxes, they're just outside the periphery of the camera. I'm in the middle of moving, and so I've only kept the pairs that I absolutely love, and it's taken me years to find these. A few things that I think are important before I tell you about the actual pairs is that I think jeans are actually very subjective. So these are my tips, these are the ones that I like, and I'm a little bit on the pear-shaped side, so I have a small waist and a medium to large size behind, and I find a lot of the time my number one issue with jeans is gaping at the waist, so when I sit down it'll fit really badly and I'll have to keep pulling them up around the waistline, and also just kind of weird pulling and just lack of fit around the thigh area is often a problem of mine as well. So usually if I need to buy a pair of jeans, I have to try on 20 to find one that fits well, and so it's something that I actually don't buy that often. But I did find a really amazing bargain find that fits amazingly and didn't need any kind of alteration, so I'll share that with you at the end of the video. But my taste in jeans, in terms of what I like, definitely skews towards a straight, like a slim straight cut or a skinny cut. That's just what I like. I feel like that's what looks good on me, and it's what works well with a lot of the flowier tops and kind of oversized sweaters that I gravitate towards wardrobe-wise. So you'll see a lot of that in my picks as well. But otherwise, I want to talk about each of the choices and what's special about them in terms of cut, in terms of fit, in terms of materials, because I feel like each design for a pair of jeans has to be like the perfect combination of all of those three to be a really great pair that you'll want to reach for all the time. So these are the 5 that I reach for all the time. My all-time most worn style of jeans that I own in the most colors and just keep going back to is the AG Prima. I think AG just really puts out a great quality of jeans. The fabric is very soft. It's very luxurious feeling, I feel like, compared to other jeans, and it just gets a little bit addictive because they're just the kind that you feel like you're not wearing, you don't really notice it too much. It's still a very substantial fabric though, so they do feel like jeans. They have a medium rise, and it's called the Prima mid-rise cigarette style, and essentially it's just like a straight type cut. They come in a ton of different washes as well, so you have lots of choice, and I think what really characterizes these is the really kind of classic traditional shape that will never go out of style. Whether you wear it with a tight top or a loose top, it still looks good, and the softness of the fabric I think is a really kind of AG's contribution to the jeans market, if I can put it that way. They do loosen up a little bit as you wear them, so this pair I've worn before without washing, and you can see they kind of have a bit more of a relaxed, kind of loose-ish look to them, and then once you wash them they kind of tighten up again because the rayon in the fabric just kind of seizes back up once you wash them. So they're 29% cotton, 69% rayon, 2% polyurethane. They wash really, really well. They haven't lost any of their color at all in washing, so that's really excellent. And yeah, I just have loved these for years now. Number 2, at a higher percentage of cotton, so this is a 98% cotton, I think, yeah. So these are less stretchy for sure and have less give than the AGs. I would kind of characterize them as a more traditional jean, if you kind of know what I mean, in terms of like that thicker, more substantial, less stretchy sort of jean, but they fit really, really well around the waist. They are called the Kensington fit, so they have a higher waist than most of the other pairs that I'm going to show you, but I find that really flattering on my shape. And they have a skinny cut, but it's not stovepipe skinny, so it's got a little bit of room around the ankle, which I like. I find that on my body that just makes me look more proportioned, and you still get that kind of really slim look without feeling like you're wearing leggings. And they have a sort of interesting color as well. If you can see against my shirt, you can see that there's a little bit more yellow in the tone of a lot of the colors that Rag & Bone selects. I feel like they kind of skew a bit more towards teal, which is sort of interesting. It might be a negative for some, but to me they're really like a very traditional pair of good staple jeans to have, especially with the lighter stitching. The pockets are kind of medium size. They just feel like a really traditional, nice choice to have. And I do feel like they're worth the money because I've washed these so much, and again, there's no fading whatsoever other than the fading that the wash came in. And I just feel like they're a great pair to have as well. I would say just because of how substantial these ones feel, I tend to wear them more during the winter because somehow they feel a little bit heavier on, I guess, than some of the other pairs that I own. So to contrast with the Rag & Bones that I wear more during the winter, these Citizens of Humanity I only wear really in the spring and summer. And they are white jeans. Citizens of Humanity has an awesome reputation for quality. This is the Ava fit, so it's a low rise, straight leg. But in general, Citizens of Humanity, even their low rise is really a medium rise. It's not really low rise. That's just a cut that doesn't work on me at all. I find it extremely uncomfortable and it really sort of cuts me off. These are more of a straight cut, and what's special about these, and I don't really own a lot of other Citizens of Humanity jeans, is that they actually put out a really high quality white denim. And I have a huge beef about this because most white jeans on the market at the moment are such poor quality. They tend to be really thin and sheer. So I think spending a little bit more on a thicker denim, even if it's not going to be quite as comfortable, is really, really important when it comes to white jeans because they can really do some weird things with gathering around your derriere that's really unflattering. I've tried a lot of pairs on that just look really strange around the knees as well. They tend to really hug tightly around your knee and kind of give weird lumpy shapes. So these jeans don't do that at all. They're not my most comfortable jeans, but they're still, they still have a nice stretch to them. They're not completely stiff or anything like that. All of these jeans have a little bit of give. And again, you know, they have that more traditional jean material. So they're 98% cotton and 2% elastane. So a little bit of stretch, but not a lot, which I think when it comes to white jeans is actually really, really important. And having that straight cut, I think, is more flattering in a white jean too. Runner up for the white jean category would be the Topshop Jamie jean, which is definitely more of like a stovepipe skinny and high-waisted cut. What I would say though is that although those aren't sheer, they do kind of, they're a little bit tight around the knee as well, so you get a little bit of that lumpy knee effect, but not too much. For what I would consider to be my luxury pick and one of my most worn individual pairs that have just been such a great choice to buy because I've gotten a great amount of wear out of them. I've got my fly down. These are the Current Elliots. So Current Elliot has a little bit of a different fabric. It's a little bit on the thinner side, and it's not high stretch either, but it's stretchy enough to be comfortable. So these are called the Sandy High Waist Ankle Skinny, and they've got a really nice dark kind of cool toned wash. They fit a little bit bigger, so I got a 25 instead of my usual 26. So they're 92% cotton and 8% elastane, and I would say if you want to spend a bit more on a pair that just has that slightly expensive look and feels somehow, just in terms of a lot of the styling on it, like for example the little stitches here that are sort of little pin tucks around the waist, and just the overall detailing of them I think is a little bit more formal looking. These would be a great pair if you have a regular casual Friday or a casual office environment that you want to look a little bit more polished for. I think just the way they fit is very classic, a little bit more formal, and the fabric itself just to me reminds me a bit more of a trouser and just really has that nice tailored finish. Finally, as promised, I do have a bargain find for you, and I'm not a huge believer in inexpensive jeans because if they're well made, they should be something that lasts you for years. And for me personally, I don't really buy trendy jeans. You'll notice that all of these don't really have a lot of distressing. I'm not a big fan of the whole jeans with holes kind of thing. I do have a few pairs, but I don't wear any of them enough for them to merit being in a best of video. I think if you're going to spend a bit more money in investing in certain pieces in your closet, jeans and trousers are a really good place to do it. Now, that said, putting money aside, these Old Navy jeans happen to retail for $50 Canadian. They're probably quite a bit cheaper in the States actually. And I would say that they are so excellent that they bring something different to my jeans collection that I haven't experienced from any other high-end brands either. So this is called the Rockstar. It comes in every color of the rainbow. I don't like the white ones, they're very sheer, but otherwise all the other colors seem great. And they seem to be an insider secret. So they were recommended to me by my friend Amy, and she told me about them a few months ago now, I think, for the first time, and she really seemed to love them, and I was surprised that something from Old Navy would be something that she said she had kept for a long time, and the fit was great, and they washed really well. So I just had to go check it out. And once I got into the store, I met this really great sales girl, and she was in the section for the Rockstar mid-rise, and she was stocking the shelves, and she was just so friendly. She just started telling me all about them, and apparently most of the other jeans at Old Navy just kind of sit on the shelf for a long time, but the Old Navy Rockstar mid-rise is apparently like an insider's fashion secret. Apparently they're always flying off the shelves, and they're just an absolute favorite of everyone. The cut of these is very different though, because I went in and I just kind of wanted to discover their jeans for myself. So I took one for the team and I tried on like about 20 pairs of jeans in different sizes, and I was very surprised at the sizing as well. So as a note, all of the other pairs that I believe I showed you are a 26. Occasionally I'll take a 25, depending on the fit of the jean, just like the cut of it. But otherwise in pants, that's my size. And if it's traditional sizing, then I'm always a 2 or a 4, never a 0 on my bottom half. But the 0 at Old Navy is very generously sized, so I had to size down. Now, you know how jeggings were such a huge deal for a few years and then they just died? And there's a good reason for that, which is that jeggings are horrible. They're really just like fake jeans, and they tend to be really sheer, and they also really tend to lose their shape as well, mainly. That's why I used to own a whole bunch of pairs of jeggings, and I've gotten rid of all of them because pretty much all of them lost their shape because they had such a high percentage of stretch in them that it just couldn't withhold the wear that jeans really need to take. So what's special about these is that you get a lot of the stretch and comfort of jeggings, but they're still real jeans. And the way that they do that is that the fabric is stretchy, but it's not extremely stretchy, but it's very thin, which sounds bad. Usually thin means cheap and bad quality, but for these ones, somehow they found a blend that works, and so they're extremely flattering as well because they don't add a lot of bulk to your frame since they are kind of so thin. So the percentage is 72% cotton, 17% polyester, 10% rayon, and 1% spandex. And all of these jeans are washable, of course, but I have to say I was really impressed at how well these wash. I mean, just look at them. You can see these ones are probably pretty furry because they're black, but they just wash so well. They still look brand new. You can see how dark the black still is. There's no like weird fading around the stitching as well for this pair and all the others that I've mentioned. There's no weird gathering of the threads as well, very, very important. Even the light gray isn't sheer, it's just the white ones, and I was really happy to find a pair of really nice light gray jeans, and they're still really classic. You can see they don't have a ton of fading. They're just really classy looking, and really they're nice enough to wear to casual Friday. I don't think you would ever guess that they're Old Navy. And you can see the nice thing as well is they haven't slapped their brand on it at all. So when you're wearing them, they could really be from anywhere. So yeah, that concludes my video on the best jeans. I hope that you found this video helpful. Please, as with my other best of videos, pipe up in the comments below because, of course, although I've tried a lot of brands, I have not tried every brand, and as I said, I do think that jeans are very subjective. So even though I showed you a variety of different types here, I certainly didn't cover everything. So please do that, and like and subscribe if you would like to see other videos on what I consider to be the best of certain items after much trial and error. So I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!